All right. Orale, amigos. How are we doing? Happy National... Everybody goes on Facebook and tells people that Cinco de Mayo is not a real Mexican holiday day.
Because it's not. It's bullshit.
So what, man?
15 seconds in. We made it 15 seconds.
We fucking celebrate it like it is a holiday.
You?
Believe it or not, like me, my family, we barbecue, we drink, we celebrate anything that we could possibly get our fucking grubby hands on.
You've been to Mexico, right?
Absolutely.
They don't give a shit about it.
No, they don't, because their Independence Day is in September.
Right, exactly.
But, I mean, you know, it is just still kind of like, sure, it may be an American holiday, but I don't have a problem with it. And a lot of, like, almost all the Mexicans I know take advantage of it, man. We love it. It's not every day that you get cheap deals on Mexican food and imported Mexican beer, except now it's become such a thing to hike the price on imported beer. So we're drinking Miller Lite. And that brings me to our next point. We have our local beer of the week that Joe so fancily brought in. We've got ourselves a Fremont. Let me grab the can here and read it. We've got ourselves a Fremont Seattle Girth Summer American Pale Ale. And,
Girth.
So
Smooth,
Fremont,
drinkable, slight taste of orange. You guys not going to try it?
I am. I'm gonna reach into our cooler here. The Beefy Boys have actually funded ourselves a cooler.
I'm sipping on this coffee here.
I just
coffee and beer, man.
Metropolitan Market Queen Anne blend.
That's true. This is the Queen Anne blend.
Queen Anne blend is good. It's a good little drip coffee.
That was always our favorite.
It's a good little drippy drip. So I'm gonna pop this here's can again. Fremont Summer American Pale Ale. Good old local companies here.
Y'all ever fuck around in Fremont?
No,
I don't like.
You
Fremont.
don't want to talk about. Yeah, you wouldn't because.
I mean, I've been there. I've been to the place, the ballroom, a few times.
Okay.
Like a couple of times.
I like that place.
And it's not my favorite. And then other than the ballroom, I can't think of another place.
Seattle
There's Norms.
Norms.
Norm's the dog bar.
The ballroom is okay. The high dive is okay. I mean, it's just cool. You ever been to the Solstice Parade? You familiar with the Solstice Parade?
I am.
Vito, you familiar with the
where
Solstice Parade? It's the Naked Bike Parade.
Yeah, a bunch of people go to see.
I know that one.
A bunch of people go down to see naked ladies on bikes and end up seeing old dudes riding bikes with their dicks.
Sometimes there's naked ladies. There's always naked ladies.
There's always naked ladies.
Yeah.
But you're outnumbered 70 dicks to 1. But if that's your kind of thing, just fucking go for it.
It's like hippie central down there, man.
It really is. But
Oh, there goes the dog.
I just
Weekly
realized we
dog
probably should have
corruption.
closed that fucking door.
Whatever. The dogs love it out there.
They do. He's gonna
Let the
bark.
dogs be dogs.
He's gonna bark all fucking day.
It's cool. That's the.
So the Beefy Boys podcast is now a nature documentary. We've got crows barking in the back.
I left out a box of blueberries out front so that we could catch a possum, and it didn't.
I definitely saw a cat in the yard, and I was like, "Whose fucking cat is this?" And he was like, "I think they have cats." I'm like, "I don't think Christian owns any goddamn cats because
we have a fucking zoo at this house."
Yeah.
There's like.
You did say nature documentary. I saw this really cool bird in my backyard. Y'all ever seen the Stellar's jay? It's like a blue jay with a black head. It's really fucking cool looking.
It sounds like a local rapper trying to make it out.
It sounds like a mumble rapper for sure. Yeah.
What is this?
Stellar's jay.
Stellar's jay.
Oh, the name. No, if you hear these things talk, like you ever heard like a sea lion bark? That's the bird noise.
I've heard Mark throw up. And
yeah, that's
identical.
I wasn't gonna call him out on the air, but yeah, that's pretty much the sound.
I love Mark.
Oh my God, you just spiked so hard. Jesus.
Oh, because of my puke?
Yeah, because
are you sure that was him or not my laugh?
No, well, it was probably both.
Probably both.
Oh, it's gonna turn.
But yeah, man, Cinco de Mayo. It's a lot of fun. It's a big shout out to my cousin Rodrigo. He's in Spain right now, hanging out with all the Spaniards and celebrating his birthday. So happy birthday, bud. Hope you listen to the show on the airplane ride back. It'll help you out. Other than that, let's get started, folks. Let's talk about some rookie camps. You been keeping up with your Colts?
No.
God damn it. I was kind of hoping that we could talk the Colts a little bit.
Now that you're
new,
I'm a fan. I gotta change this NY to be a fucking horseshoe or whatever.
You should just fucking
Patch it.
Yep. Have the Giants colors on there, but have a Colts logo.
Pretty much the same colors. Just take the red off.
Just take the red. Yeah, take the red off, and you're there. But yeah, so Seahawks had their mini camp. DK Metcalf apparently was looking pretty stellar. A couple wide receivers that the Seahawks drafted are already sitting out because of injuries, so that's not a good sign. But
I know the guy on the Giants who got shot was not at camp, so.
Well, hopefully he gets a speedy recovery.
Oh,
it's not every day that you get blasted and then have to go back to practice. One thing I did realize is it's going to be Doug Baldwin's. This is Doug Baldwin's time to retire. And as sad as it is for Seahawks fans, I love Doug Baldwin personally. I think he's a great receiver, and I think he's done tremendous things for the Seahawks. It is his time to go. I would hate to see him come back out into the field, not get the money that he wants, and then break his knee again, or fuck his shoulder up, or his hamstring, or any of the other reoccurring injuries that he's had over the last few years. Because you know the Seahawks aren't going to offer him a big contract. They're going to give him like a 1 or 2 year deal that's worth like $4 million. Which, okay, $4 million. It's a lot of
Ain't
fucking
nothing
money.
to sneeze at, yeah.
But for like, you know, the NFL and a wide receiver being technically one of the most consistent / best slot receivers in the league, he does deserve a good contract. The only problem is he can't keep himself healthy, and that's not his fault. He's put his health on the line for the game and for the Seahawks. He's won a Super Bowl with them. It's time for him to just ride out into the sunset, join the Ring of Honor along with Earl Thomas when he retires, and just ride the wave.
Ride the wave.
Ride the wave. I love Doug Baldwin, but I really hope that he doesn't go out there and get hurt worse than he already is, or do something crazy like get a contract and then get fucking hurt and then get cut because he's out. He's done for the year. I am excited for the new safeties that the Seahawks drafted. Or the new safety, essentially the guy from Utah. I believe his name is Marquise Blair. Hard hitter, ball hawk. He's good. Caw-caw. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited for the season. I can't wait. I can't wait till we can sit there and predict Seahawks game day and all other, NFL teams. I can't wait to predict their seasons.
Are we doing fantasy football this year?
Absolutely. $50 buy-in.
$50.
$50. 50 whole dollars.
$50.
Oh, but I think that's...
We gotta get Vito up in here. We need some patsies, man. I need some easy wins because your dad goes on these ridiculous winning streaks. He's terrible at fantasy football, yet somehow he will win 5 games in a row. I don't get it.
The most consistently worst player is Rodrigo. I think that guy has been consistently the worst active player in fantasy football.
Your
for
brother's
4
team
years.
was a disaster last year too.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Fantasy just fell apart, I think, for almost everybody last year because all of my starters decided to sit out the last game of the year for the playoffs. And I lost.
Claude was the wire-to-wire winner, all right?
Yeah, Claude was
I know he's
smart.
a mythical beast, but he was the best
real.
fantasy football player.
He's real,
He was
folks.
apparently in the building yesterday.
He was in the
I
building
told.
yesterday. He
Real
saw
life
the
urban
microphones.
He saw the
He caught a
microphone.
glimpse of the microphones.
Oh, man.
Our own personal urban legend.
He is, dude. He's an urban legend until
For
he joins
sure.
the show. And we're going to have a T-shirt that just says, "Where's Claude?"
Yep, there you go.
Question mark.
You remind me, so I went on this cruise with my family, like, when was this, like 2017? It's where that epic photo that Tim posted when we launched our merch store of me looking like Jesus in the pool like this. That's where that photo comes from. Anyways, my sister printed us, just like we printed for Jackie's bachelor party, like matching shirts. She printed matching shirts for me. First, they were like tank tops. I'm like, this is like the dorkiest thing ever. No one's going to do this. And then when we first get on the boat, like literally every group is wearing matching T-shirts. It was like the weirdest thing.
Dude, people do it,
It
man.
was like fucking that. You remember that show on Nickelodeon, Wild and Crazy Kids? That's what it made me think of. Like, why is everybody wearing these matching fucking
Like,
T-shirts?
people think it looks stupid because it does,
Yeah.
but everybody does it.
And well, one of
It
the
looks retarded.
One of the groups,
Everybody wearing fucking matching T-shirts.
it was like 20 people in a white T-shirt with black lettering that just said, "Where's Dave? Where's Dave? Where's Dave?" And then finally, this guy in like this like neon yellow shirt comes by that says, "I'm Dave." Yep.
Oh my
Oh
god.
God.
Jesus.
See,
Christ.
I think the matching shirts idea is dumb, and it makes you look dumb, which is the reason why we did it. Just because, you know, we're having fun, and it's all about having fun. So I think the T-shirts add a little extra personality to the trip that you get to bring home. You know, that you get to bring home and that you have as a memory. It's it's definitely a memory thing.
Yeah.
It just looks
But
so corny. in
wearing
all
it
the
out in
photographs.
public made us look so dumb. But I fucking loved it
man.
because we look dumb naturally. Just a big group of fucking oozing testosterone juice on tables and shit. And just like, you know, we're all loud, we're all drunk, we're all obnoxious. And now we have matching T-shirts. But
yeah.
yeah, man. Cinco de Mayo. I've got a great tale for you guys. I'm going to wait to tell that story for a little bit. I'm going to get maybe like one of these beers deep.
How are
Maybe
you
a
liking?
Miller.
How are you liking the?
It's not bad.
Nice
I've
and
been
smooth and
I've been
drinkable, right?
consistently drinking it, and I
You-
haven't noticed it.
This is the perfect beer for a day at Golden Gardens, man, or a barbecue. That's what it's for.
Golden Gardens used to be fun until people started getting stabbed with screwdrivers there, or hitting.
When
the
does that
fucking-
happen?
Hitting the fucking head with skateboards. Well, now that we're not in high school anymore, and you go to the beach at nighttime, and there's like a
Well,
ginormous
yeah.
group of high schoolers there, it's just
You
like
probably were
now,
those shitheads.
Now we're not those shitheads. So now you just see a group like that, and you're just like, God, I hate that. Like, I'm just
I
trying
don't
to come to
understand
the
the
beach.
point of going to the beach at night. Go during the day when there's the sun.
And that's what we do.
Yeah.
We go to the beach during the day. We play spikeball and football.
Spikeball.
And
You know, okay. I think Spikeball looks like it could be fun, except the whole community around Spikeball is such douchebags. I just
Yep,
can't.
it's
I
us.
just can't.
That's us, dude.
Like, oh,
we're the,
man.
the loud,
You have
obnoxious
to be wearing like a backwards red Yankees cap with like mirrored sunglasses. and,
visors. We all have
like-
visors.
Yep, yeah.
Sunglasses,
I don't know how
athletic
this
sunglasses.
whole like fake news sport. Are you familiar with this, Vito?
No.
It's basically sort of like volleyball, except there's a trampoline and the ball is like the size of a baseball.
It's
you gotta-
incredible.
the basic idea is you hit it off the trampoline and then like it alternates who hits it, but there's not sides or anything. So like if you can like spin it to get it bounced right back at you, you can do that and
It's
you
crazy.
know, stuff like that. But
I don't get
the
it.
people who play
If you saw
if
it,
you
you'd
saw it, you'd
understand
understand
it.
right away. It's literally 4 dudes sitting around a trampoline smacking a ball at it.
Oh.
But the people who play it are like the worst kind of like hacky sack, date rapey, frat
No,
boy
we
douchebags.
do not
man.
do the fucking hacky sack bullshit. The people who are doing hacky sack are too busy smelling like patchouli somewhere else on the beach.
When
not
I was in
being
when I was in
social. At
college,
least we're
those
being
were
social
all the
about
frat
it.
boys had their hacky sacks and their frisbees and their fucking.
Frisbees, yeah. Frisbees, visors, sunglasses.
Geez, you draw the line at the hacky sack. You don't hack the sack.
We don't hack the sack. I think hacky
No.
sack is for fucking dweebs. But I love going to the beach and playing spikeball. I don't like playing football on the beach that much because the fact that you can like hyperextend your knees so easily or fuck up your leg because you drive your foot into the or you drive
Yes,
your leg into the
yes,
sand
yes,
and then
yes.
it's bad. It's spooky. So I'd rather just fucking catch the football or play spike ball. But I love going to Golden Gardens. The thing I hate about it is the parking, and then I hate the
Parking's not that bad. I mean, just because it's the lot's so far away. What are you talking about? The parking's never terrible.
parking's bad.
The satellite lot is not that far.
Well, I mean, I don't like it, man. I don't like waiting in traffic. I don't like waiting in traffic at all. And then to wait in traffic to fucking find a parking spot makes me frustrated.
You gotta just park in front of the locks and walk. It's something like
Especially
half a mile.
because people here are fucking idiots and don't know how to drive. It's
Well,
hard.
that's
to,
true.
Hard to maneuver around those parking lots. If you don't have a parking spot, you turn and get the fuck out of there. Don't stand there don't stall your car in the middle of the
Don't get me
fucking
started.
driveway.
Yeah. If you see someone walking towards their car, that's not your spot. All right. You keep circling the lot until you find an empty spot.
Yes.
That's how parking lots work. You don't get to wait for the spot you want that someone's backing out of. All right. Especially if there's 5 fucking cars behind you. Like you keep fucking moving. Like
I'll just lay down on my horn.
yeah.
No shame it.
I've been laying on the horn a lot recently. Just people who like I understand that we have some weird intersections here, but usually they're pretty well labeled, and it's like never okay to just stop at a green light and try and figure out which way you want to go. Just like pick one, and if you're wrong, turn around later. Like, but you gotta go. Like,
oh my god.
Where's my jewel? Oh god, I gotta sit up. We had a fun little Cinco de Mayo celebration last night. A few drinks. Quattro de Mayo. A few drinks. A lot of drinks, actually. A lot of good food. It was a blast, man. And the weather is starting to turn for the best here. It's a nice, like, brisk 75 degrees.
Out there right now.
Yep, 70 degrees is probably, like, damn near perfect for me.
Yeah.
Sunny and 75 degrees, absolutely perfect. If I'm swimming, it can be 85 or some shit.
Where do you go swimming?
Dude, my fucking cousin lives on a lake.
Oh. The lake.
Lake
like
Taps.
Lake Chelan? Oh, Lake Taps.
Lake Taps. It's a good little lake. Quick pippity. 45-minute drive. Then you're jumping in the water. You feel good. But that's more of like it's more of a summertime thing. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to jump in there when it's fucking 75 degrees out because that water's cold. And I don't fuck with cold water. I used to love going to the ocean and swim.
That was part of my training when I worked on the fishing boats, cold water training. We had to jump in Lake Washington in January. It was cold. It was very cold.
So what? They just made you jump in and then...
Well, with like the Gumby suits on. And you have to learn how to swim in those fucking things.
Oh, so you were actually like swimming. It wasn't like a jump in and then jump out.
Well, we had our immersion suits on, so those big orange like Gumby looking things that are supposed to keep you super warm, but of course the ones they had for training were all like leaky and shit, so you're still getting pretty much drenched in cold water. And then you're trying to swim in this like neoprene hella floaty thing, so you can't swim any way you ever are used to swimming because this thing is so buoyant. Like if you try and put your legs beneath you just shoot right back up to the surface. So you're basically just kind of flopping around, you know.
Ugh, Lake Washington in January.
Yeah, it was cold. It was very cold.
Sounds bad. It sounds terrible. They make you do it when it was raining out too?
There was if it happened to be raining that day, but it wasn't. And we'd have to like get in a life raft, and you know, if you try and fit 10 people in a 10-person life raft, it's fucking cozy in there. And yeah.
What about you, Vito? You have a good Cinco de Mayo story you'd like to share for the shenanigans?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't
have you
have
ever
any.
celebrated Cinco de Mayo?
I haven't, no.
You racist.
It's going to be the first time today.
No, he's
Oh yeah. Happy Cinco de Mayo, Vito.
Yeah.
Oh geez.
Oh geez. I know Joe loves to celebrate it.
Oh, yeah, I love
As
these
he
fake,
as he
these
said
fake holidays,
racist
man,
ass
yeah.
holiday.
Exactly.
I love it, man. I love Cinco de Mayo. I like being I like people celebrating.
I think you just like the fact that it's now socially acceptable to be drunk in the middle of the afternoon for this one day.
Maybe. I mean, that's pretty good. But it's also like a good thing because people enjoy Mexican culture, and I think that that's like the best part about it. Whether it be a real holiday or not, it's nice to see people give a shit about the culture for even a day. If it's just a day, that's cool, you know, because we don't, you know, we don't get much other than Cinco de Mayo around these here
Cultural
parts.
Appreciation.
I mean,
I'll
that's
take it,
fair.
man. It's not, I don't believe in cultural appropriation.
That's why I said
don't
appreciation.
I don't believe in that shit. And the reason why I don't believe in that shit is because it's big in, like, what should I say, entertainment. Like music and movies and shit. It's like, no. Sorry. Just because, you know, something started out as, you know, let's just say, you know, Elvis, for instance. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he's not the founder of rock and roll, but he's the king. He's the king of rock and roll. Everybody knows that. Everybody appreciates that. Nobody's fucking saying that he started it, but everybody wants to target him for, you know, cultural appropriation. I think it's bullshit. I think people should just enjoy music for what it is. Music is supposed to be music. It's made for enjoyment and for, you know, the love of, you know, the love of music. You don't think Elvis did that shit just to bullshit and get famous. He made music because he loved making music. You know, a lot of these people, you know, a lot of local artists make music because they want to make it. Darius Rucker's out here fucking making country albums, and nobody's got a problem with that. I don't have a fucking problem with that. He makes good country music.
Speaking of Elvis, though, I saw this thing
I preferred him when he was Hootie.
where Elvis's like manager or whatever sold I Hate Elvis merchandise to make money off the people who hate Elvis.
Pretty good. You know what that reminds me of?
That's fair.
You know what that reminds me of? Brian Bosworth. You know why that reminds me of Brian Bosworth? So, Vito, Brian Bosworth was a Seahawk. Like, he was huge in college football.
Oh my God, I forgot he played
Huge,
for the Seahawks.
huge in college football. The only problem is that he roided so much during college football that it kind of wore his body down.
Well, and he was a known racist and, you know, would shout the N-word at black players to rile them up, you know.
He was wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's like porn ads. Quarterbacks hate this guy.
What?
Doctors hate this guy.
Oh, God.
Quarterbacks hate this guy. So John Elway fucking despised Brian Bosworth. Hated him. And so when the Seahawks went to go play Denver, Brian Bosworth's like management and him created a T-shirt that said "Bash the Boss," and they were selling it at Mile High Stadium, or even if it was Mile High back then, I don't fucking know.
Oh, I think it was. It was Mile High forever.
They were selling it at Denver Stadium, and they sold out of T-shirts. They were just selling them like fucking crazy. And then after the game, it turned out, well, one, Brian Bosworth obliterated John Elway. And then after he obliterated John Elway, he went out in his little press conference and said that the T-shirts that people bought, Bash the Boss, was his marketing team. And it was his brand.
It's kind of brilliant, honestly.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant.
For a second, Jaden just called me.
Absolutely.
Oh, we're pausing?
Pausing.
Sorry.
You know, we should...
This week's podcast is brought to you by the Beefy Boys. Just three cool dudes hanging out, talking about sports, video games, music, and whatever else they feel like. Find them at their website, www.beefyboys.com. Also, where you find your other podcasts, iTunes, Podbean, YouTube, you know, all the regulars. The Beefy Boys, the best show on planet Earth.
Just because we had the barbecue last night, and if people are you know, we're big on the being responsible while we drink, surprisingly. Well, you know, a lot of people see us and think that we're fucking, you know, dumb. But anyway, we're responsible when we drink, and I take care of my pals. So we have an air mattress for people who need to stay here because they overdrink a little bit. We have a few couches for people to stay here. And so we are trying to set up this guest bedroom. You know, it's me, my girlfriend, and then Claude, the myth.
The man, the myth,
legend.
the legend.
We're trying to figure out this air mattress. We cannot fucking inflate it no matter what. So I start doing it. I start giving this air mattress mouth to mouth. Just literally was going to blow up like a ginormous mattress by mouth.
Not
and it
a
was probably
fucking
gonna take
beach ball, man.
It was going to take me like 7 hours, and I was probably going to
You know,
pass out.
I do have to say, I have actually fucking done that before. Like,
Well, you guys are
no,
crazy.
because I had like an old ass one that didn't have a pump, and was like literally you have to blow it up.
I didn't think this fucking thing. So anyway, so moving on. So I keep doing that. And so Claude comes in and starts working with me, and it's like, we're going to get this thing blown up. So we're not both giving it mouth to mouth, but he's trying to find a pump and trying to find something that we can use. Eventually, he finds a little spot that just says like inflate or deflate. So you turn the knob and it actually allows you to like plug something in there and fill the fucking bed up. So we're like, oh my God, that's it. That's our key. So my girlfriend Haley runs to the closet and she grabs a fucking leaf blower that we have, an electric leaf blower. And I'm like, okay, I don't think this is going to work, but it's
An electric one, not gas powered.
Yes, an electric one. And so we just fucking put the nozzle up to this bed and just crank it full blow. This thing was doing a blow job, if I do say so myself. And it's slowly inflating the bed, and we're all like celebrating because we found it. We're like,
Yeah.
we're going to get this bed taken care of. we overheat the leaf blower and it stops working. And so we had to let it like sit and wait, but I got tired of it. So eventually I called my mom and I was like, how the fuck can we fill this air mattress up? There was no pump. She was like, there's a pump with it. It comes with the pump. That's why it's there. I'm like, what are you talking about? There's no fucking pump for this stupid bed. And then all of a sudden she's like, no, it's right by the little turn knob that says inflate and deflate. There's a little
Like a switch?
a switch that you literally you pull down and it pops open and you plug the bed into the wall and you turn it to inflate. And I was like, no. I was like, there's no outlet on this thing. Sure enough, we pop the thing, an outlet pops out, we plug it into the wall, and we turn it to inflate, and guess what?
It's a fancy
It
ass air
inflates.
mattress, man.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
And my mom sat there and laughed on the phone the entire time. And she goes, you better tell that on your podcast because that makes you look like a huge idiot. And I was like, yes. Yes, it does. I was also intoxicated. Not
Knucklehead prime, for
super
sure.
intoxicated, but we were drunk engineers, man. We figured it out. That leaf blower was working. And we were gonna get that bed up
It
regardless.
sounds like something you do while you're high.
Well, I don't dabble into the devil's lettuce.
No?
No,
You
I do
should.
not.
It's cheaper.
Sure,
cheaper
it's
than
cheaper,
beer.
but I just can't handle it, man. I think the
I feel
thing
like
that
with my tolerance, it's hard alcohol or nothing because like weed and beer are both really expensive.
yeah,
What? No, it's not. Well,
weed's expensive,
no, it's not.
beer is expensive, alcohol's
It's like
expensive.
25
Everything's
bucks for a
fucking
nice eighth
expensive.
that'll last you a fucking month, man.
Not me.
Well,
Hashtag tolerance.
maybe y'all just need to chill with the intake.
I just don't like doing. I mean, I just don't like the feeling of smoking weed or eating it. I just don't enjoy it. I don't think it's a fun feeling. I like being buzzed and I like being fucked up.
I don't know.
Hammered.
I think being smoking weed is my favorite of the vices. There's no hangover. There's no after effects at all. Like you're high for an hour and then you're just back to normal. You know, no one ever get a hangover from smoking weed. Right? No one's ever thrown up because they smoked weed. So.
False. You get crossfaded, you puke like crazy.
Yeah,
Well-
but crossfade is because you're drinking alcohol.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's not weed. That's
Yeah.
Well, that's zero tolerance to both.
Uh-huh.
And then mixing both of them and then throwing up all over the place.
Don't do drugs.
I have zero tolerance when it comes to weed. I have
Perfect. Then
none.
You just get to have like a hit. And you're done.
then that's when it's really economical.
And I really like. So my dad makes edibles, and so I had one of his on accident because it looks like it was a lemon. It was a lemon pound cake.
Ooh, that sounds good.
That was fucking a lemon pound cake, and it was close to my birthday, and I was like, "Fuck!" I'm like, "That looks really good. I love me some lemon pound cake. It's already cut up. I'm gonna have some." But the problem is it was in like one of those like grocery store containers for cakes. So I pop it open, and I have a full fucking piece,
Oh no!
and then
You're like, oh, nothing happened, and then 2 hours later, you're like, oh. what
and
is
I'm like,
going on?
it tasted really good, but then not even, it was like an hour, maybe like an hour 20. My fucking head just dropped. And then I played Halo Reach for like fucking 7 hours on Forge and
I
came out of
mean-
there with nothing but a shitty map.
I made brownies for my family when they came in, but I was worried because my mom was like, I might try them, just make them not get me too high. So I went like a real heavy indica blend, but it was too heavy. It was just put people to sleep. You didn't feel high at all. But then I ended up taking the leftover butter and making peanut butter cups, weed-infused peanut butter cups that were pretty fucking good.
Dude,
Does sound good.
I'll fucking pay you to make me some of those.
It's not too hard. It's butter and chocolate make a ganache, peanut butter and confectioner sugar to make the filling, and then you need a kitchen paintbrush is the only thing.
Don't try this at home.
Well, if you live
dude.
on the West Coast
Yes.
or in like
You
a
live on the
cool
West
state,
Coast.
I mean,
yeah,
like, definitely do.
follow your local laws, everyone. If you're underage, don't.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently my mom told my 13-year-old cousin to listen to our show and then got yelled at by his mom. Why are you telling TJ to listen to
Everybody,
Jay's
quick
show?
shout out
All
to
they do is
Blake.
curse like shit.
Quick shout out to Blake. Give him a round of applause.
This
folks.
podcast is NSFW.
We love him.
NSFC, not safe for children.
Applegate.
Quick shout out,
Sure.
Christina Applegate. Yeah, you know, as you guys know, the Beefy Boys can't afford a studio because we're three broke dudes who
At
originated.
least until I win that Monopoly Million,
who
man.
originated in a grocery store,
That's true.
and so yeah, buy your dog a T-shirt.
Grocery store.
Get us some studio
origination
space.
Store.
We are the grocery store origin story, huh?
We are, dude, and
Did we talk about how much I hated you at first?
that's actually a good story. It's a good point.
Did you know this?
No.
Yeah.
You didn't know? Oh yeah, you didn't know that Joe hated me at first.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go ahead and tell Vito all about it.
well,
It's a fucking
let's do that.
blast.
When I started working there, my best friend was this guy named Colby, who was like stereotypical Seattle hippie, you know? And Christian came in being all fucking Christian, frat boy, you know? Christian always gets in trouble because he gets so excited in his conversations he forgets to like work. You laugh because you know it's fucking true.
Yeah,
I do.
So him, and there was this kid Ryan who was there on a summer job who was awful. And who was the third part of the...
Aaron.
Was
Yep.
Aaron, who was notorious, fucking...
Oh,
Anyways,
come on.
what the fuck? Oh,
I love Aaron. Love Aaron.
I was so mad. I was trying to close the case, and like they were just like dicking around, and like I'd have to help every customer. And someone's like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "No, I'm trying to work over here in the shithead brigade over there." And I pointed to the three of them, so that became their nickname.
Oh yeah. we literally take like 5 minutes to do anything. Like
literally
to cut
anything,
a
yeah.
fucking order, like to cut meat or anything for a customer. We'd immediately forget how much. So we'd have to wait for the customer to come back, and then we'd ask them again. And then we
But
would
it's not
cut
like they
it.
were taking other orders in this time. They were just like trying to remember.
We were
Or-
shitheads, man.
Yeah, they really were.
I was like, this is my first
I
union
couldn't
job.
stand them.
I'm like, ooh, this is what it's like to be a union man. This feels good.
Yeah.
So we bullshitted and we had fun. And Ryan went to college again.
And revealed himself to be the shithead he was.
Good run. I enjoyed working with him because we talked a lot about movies. Like if he's the guy that you get him on the podcast, he would have good content because the guy
Well, depending on how
he
much.
knows his like his entertainment and his media, you know, like
Depends
he
on the
knows what he's
stage
talking
in,
about.
but yeah.
But you know, I mean, granted, he's a lot for a lot of people, but I mean that doesn't mean that I enjoyed the guy. I fucking thought he was a blast. He was funny. I thought he was funny. And oh hey, quick shout out to Sam. I just want to give a quick shout out to Sam.
Same.
Quick shout out to Sam. Sober Sam. Love it.
That's good.
Good news. You know, that's great news to hear. And you know, keep up with your journey, dude. It's something that is good for you. It's good for everybody, and
Yeah, hopefully we can.
we'll get you on here. Yeah, we'll get you on here. We'll talk about Primus and shit.
I was gonna say he's not really a gamer. That same.
He's big on the music. He knows a
Doesn't
lot
care
about
about it.
music. I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's true.
Shouts out to you, man. Good shit. I know you're a frequent listener, and just know that you've got the Beefy Boys sponsor right behind you.
While we're talking about listeners, I need to issue 2 corrections that multiple people sent me these. Okay, first things first. Talking about Komodo dragons, I said they bite you once and they're so venomous they'll just follow you around till you die. Now, it's not venom. Their teeth are just so gross and they have so much bacteria in their mouth. That's what kills you, which again was pointed out to me by about 5 different people. I already knew that. I just didn't feel the need to explain exactly how their
didn't
gross
know that.
mouths kill you. Okay? And second of all, and this one I'm
It's not
putting my
wearing a
foot down on.
sombrero. I don't give a fuck about it.
You only like lizards and hats.
Lizards and hats.
Second of all,
Goats on boats.
I mentioned that Taylor Swift is from Nashville because she went to high school in Nashville. And in my book, the place you went to high school with, as in where you were a teenager and your current personality formed, that's where you're quote unquote from. Multiple people pointed out to me that she was from Pennsylvania and they moved to Nashville so she could go to high school there. So again, I also knew that already, but I say I'm from Chatham, which is where I went to high school. It's not where I grew up. Like I said, I grew up in the fucking Appalachian foothills, but I don't say I'm from fucking Montague because I moved out of that town when I was 11. Like, you know, it doesn't count. So anyways, rant over. Those are our corrections.
You fell through a rabbit hole on that one. You went deep into that rant.
Got some questions on from Facebook.
Oh,
Oh,
from our huge, our fucking
the listener
huge-
mail, the listener mail segment from our one listener. Did y'all read the description?
He's such a terrific listener that he gets one free beer on the Beefy Boys.
Oh,
One free beer because it's all we can afford. Because
we'll get him on here when he comes out for my wedding.
that's gonna be a blast.
Although-
It's gonna be a blast.
We might have to record 7 episodes at once because like both my sisters and my mom and Tim all want to be on the show, and we can't have 8 fucking people in here.
Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna be like a fucking Kanye West musical event. That's
For
gonna be
real.
too many mics, too many wires, too much.
Did you
shit.
guys read the description I wrote for the last episode? By the way,
I did. It was pretty good.
It was like the listener mail segment, and then I wrote all the mail, but it was just Tim Mahoney writes, Tim Mahoney writes, and then Tim Mahoney writes.
So Vito, you got some questions for Tim?
Yeah,
Let's throw them out.
one of the ones here is thoughts on the Sonic movie and
Oh my god!
the backlash and follow through redesign.
I love it. Hey, you know what? Honestly,
I don't
love
understand
the fact,
why this movie exists.
I love the fact that
People make games into fucking movies all the time.
I love the fact that this company. This is my theory on it. The company intentionally fucked up Sonic.
Just so they could
fucked
like,
him up.
we listened to you,
He looked
and we changed it.
so bad.
Yeah.
He looked
Hella creepy,
really
yeah.
fucking bad.
Yeah.
The human teeth, it didn't help. It was really fucking
It was
bad.
the eyes. It was the weird long limbs.
The limbs,
And the
it
torso was too long too.
Plus Ben Schwartz is just doing his own voice, like you know.
was just a little bit too like it was horrible. He
Yeah.
looked terrible.
I
And so
just don't understand
The company
who-
puts it out like that, and they put out that trailer. But here's the thing. This is my theory. They put the trailer out because they made that one first. Then after they make the trailer and they make him look like shit, they redesign Sonic, and they have him ready for They already have him already fixed. So he's fixed. He's ready to go. The movie's gonna come out on its due date, and he's gonna look 10 times better because that was their whole goal. Let's make money because we fixed Sonic and we listened to the viewers. Because they knew that there was going to be backlash. Gamers and people who watch movies always bitch about everything. So they knew there was going to be backlash.
So I feel like that could make sense. However, I also
Huge marketing.
I
huge
also
marketing
know
scheme.
that video game movies are notoriously terrible all of the time.
Well,
So I don't.
we'll
know
come
if I
back
give
to
them all
that
the
point.
credit.
But I just don't understand who this movie is for. Because ostensibly, you make a movie like that, it's for children, right?
I mean,
It's supposed to be for children, but you know,
Right,
the normal
but-
viewers are going to...
What the youth of America today, they don't care about Sonic the fucking Hedgehog. He hasn't been relevant in 25 years. And in that trailer, he says, gotta go fast, and they make a reference to chili dogs, which are both references to the terrible cartoon from the 90s. So, like, are you making this movie for 32-year-old nerds, or are you making it for children? Either way,
Everything.
it looks terrible.
They're making it for everything.
They're making it for the 32-year-old nerds to bring their children to.
It's a cash grab. It's a
suppose.
cash grab. It's
Yeah.
all the cash you can grab.
But I want to come back to your point about video game movies being terribly, because apparently, and I haven't
Doom.
seen it yet, but apparently, not Doom. The fucking first person section of that movie, get out of
Fuck,
here.
dude. I don't know about you guys, but I was a youngin' when I saw that in theaters. I thought that was the coolest fucking thing
You're
ever.
such a
I still watch that
goober.
movie to this
No,
day.
Detective Pikachu is apparently a good film. Is doing quite well.
It's quite the flick.
Yeah.
It's the critic
I
scores
do
are up
want
there,
to
man.
see that movie. I do think it might actually be good.
Tim Mahoney, let us know. I know you've
Despite-
taken
I
young
think it's gonna be one
Finnegan
of
to go
those
see
cases
that.
where I don't like an art aspect of the show, but I do like the show itself. Like,
You
I think
don't
we
like the
talked on
art? I think the
show-
art looks great.
I
Is it
think-
Jigglypuff? Is it the furry Jigglypuff?
No,
Is that
it's
what?
all of the Pokemon.
Is it
look
Mr.
gross.
Mime?
But it reminds me of how Berserk's like second season or whatever it was when they re-released in like 3D anime. And I was just like, I can't even with this for
I
like
just
years.
caught somebody's burp.
And then I watched it anyway, and I got drug in by the story and the action, and the animation no longer was a problem. So, yeah, I think that'll be the same way with Detective Pikachu.
I don't think I'm gonna catch that one.
Not
I don't
even
think
like
I'm gonna
on
watch
Netflix
that.
or
Well,
nothing.
you don't really like Pokemon, do you?
I don't really like Pokemon. I don't really like anime. I don't really like.
Maybe I'll go. No, I'm trying. So okay, this is the dorkiest thing ever. But the class I'm in now is done on the 13th, which is next Monday, and then I don't start the next class until the 20th. So I have a week off. and I'm trying to fill it with as much nerdy ass shit that R doesn't care about as possible. So like, I'm gonna finish like Far Cry New Dawn because she hates shooters. I'm gonna go see Avengers. What else should I do during that week? What should I do? What are the kind of things that you both know my fiance that like this cool hip first album I ever bought was the fucking Pixies woman that I'm in love with has no interest in over that week.
Get yourself to what?
I have no idea what he's giggling at.
I was laughing at fucking Vito's answer. Good.
Get yourself to that fucking third game on the fucking non-Final Fantasy. What is it?
Oh, the Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah.
So I'm in the middle of 2, and then I have about 4 more to go before I get to 3.
Jesus.
Yeah, I would try to spam yourself to 3 so you can actually play it.
That reminds me that there's a new game that creeped up to be my number 1 favorite game of all time.
You know, I've been thinking about picking this game up when it's hella cheap. I'm going to run and get a cup of coffee while you talk about it, though.
So, I bought this game back in 2017, and it's Ghost Recon Wildlands. So it's the one where you're in Bolivia and the Mexican cartel is there. It's not a Tom Clancy game if you're not killing Mexicans. That's pretty much just what it is. So, I pick it up. I played the demo first, and I fucking loved it. I thought the game was great. I love the open world. Like, Vito, do you like a good open world game, or do you...
So, I don't have a full appreciation of the open world games, because as much as I like the idea of exploration, I only like it in the vein of it being part of the story. Because if I don't have enough things to drag... enough, like, story elements to drag me into... the exploration. I'm not the kind of person who sees a mountain and wants to go climb it.
I feel it.
You know?
I'm the same way. Like, if it doesn't have, like, a mission part of it,
Exactly.
I don't care about it. But the best part about this game is you're taking down the Mexican cartel. So every district you're in has got a kingpin or, like, a sub-boss that you have to kill. Either you capture him or you kill him, however it works. But... you know, you're like the Ghost Recon Special Ops, send 4 guys into Bolivia and they're going to take down a whole cartel kind of team. And my favorite part about it is Ghost Recon and Tom Clancy games were pretty notorious for having shitty AI as your teammates. And I don't know if you guys ever played their, like, futuristic warfare or their, like, I think it was called, like, Tom Clancy's Advanced Warfighter.
Rawr.
Yep, there you go.
It was Ghost
shitty
Recon
AI.
Advanced Warfighter.
Shitty AI. And shitty, computer. And
Recon. I think it was Recon. Sorry to interrupt. I was looking for it because I couldn't fucking remember which one I played. It was Ghost Recon that I played.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ghost Recon Wildlands is like the big open world game that they had they like barely talked about this game, and then they all of a sudden were just like, here's a free demo, give it a try.
Yeah, I played the free trial or whatever. Do you play it by yourself? Because
Absolutely.
I found when I was playing it by myself, it was too easy. I just sit in the bushes and I push the "Hey, go kill that guy" button. Okay, my teammate kills that guy. He's dead. Okay, go kill that guy now. Okay,
Well, I don't think the
kills
demo.
that guy.
I don't think the demo allowed you to change the difficulty setting. It's like if you put it on easy, you just blow through the fucking game.
Well, but
And
my
you just
point is,
blow
like,
through
I
the
didn't have to
AI.
do anything. I could just tell the AI to kill the guy, and they would, and no one would know what was happening every time.
The cool thing is that the AI are actually functionable as your teammates. It's kind of like you are playing with somebody, or you're playing with a team of people because the AI is so fucking good. If you get caught and you get into a gunfight, those guys are gonna fucking kill bad guys. They're not just gonna shoot random shit and then you have to kill all the bad guys.
I know.
They're gonna help you take down big like compounds, like enemy compounds and shit. Either if you're doing it stealthy or if you're doing it by just going in there and shooting everybody first-hand sight.
I know this is like a
played
Ubisoft.
The 2010 one, I think.
Yeah, the Ghost Recon that's a different world altogether.
No, yeah.
But I know this is a Ubisoft game, so it's like they got that checklist style with there's a million different things to do. But are they actually like interesting?
Oh fuck yeah!
Is there like interesting lore? Because it seemed to me like it's just like a boring ass realistic military.
Each
fiction
character that you're taking
snore.
down, you find intel. You don't like really know much about who you're going after, But when you do take down compounds to get XP or to get your skill points so that you can upgrade your player, you find intel, and the intel brings you more into the story. So it actually makes you want to go and take down these compounds, find your intel, and figure out more about who you have to kill or who you have to capture. And like I said, each region in that game has its own boss, and it has its own. Each region has its own difficulty. So it's like the first one they throw you in is like the lowest of difficulties. It's easy and it's super quick to just blow through it and get into the game. Then you start dealing with more shit where you have to fuck with the military police that they have in that game, which if you get caught by them, you are most likely going to pass away because they don't stop. They come at you with helicopters, with armored cars, with like fucking 12 troops in each car. You're just getting fucked left and right by these guys.
That buzzing sound is on our end. It's the refrigerator.
It's the refrigerator. We can't afford anything nice.
Hashtag buy your dog a t-shirt. Is there anything to do, like, isn't it just shooting? Like, is there, like, fishing? Is there anything to do that's not just shooting paramilitary Mexicans?
I'll give you that.
So that's all it is?
That's all it is.
Okay.
But, okay. You know what? Actually, that was a lie. Because after the game was out and people had time to play through the campaign and enjoy the story and play multiplayer, they started putting out shit, like random things, like new orders. And there was one that you had to track and kill the Predator.
Like from
the Predator.
the Jesse Ventura movie?
like literally the fucking Predator,
Okay.
the monster.
Okay. That's pretty dorky. That feels like Ubisoft for sure.
Yeah, it's super dorky, but it's like, you know, you have your team of spec ops and you go into the forest and you see like decapitated bodies. Then you start finding clues. Then all of a sudden you have a big boss battle, and it's fucking awesome. And then now they just added a new one as of recent, and the Punisher. You know the Punisher from Netflix?
Yeah, from Netflix.
The Netflix
I mean, I know him from Marvel.
Netflix,
yes.
Well, okay. Well,
Netflix
granted, it's the Netflix Punisher. It's that character. So the same actor.
I never finished
that.
Daredevil season 2. It was boring, and that was when Punisher was introduced. Sorry, whatever. John Bernthal, is that his name? The guy. He was also Shane on The Walking Dead. You're terrible. You bore me.
He yells a lot.
As
That
the
was
Punisher?
that was like the Punisher season 2 is just him yelling and shooting guns.
They canceled all those shows.
Well, those shows were terrible.
Mark,
Punisher was
not
fun.
Mark.
I like
Jesus
the
Christ.
Punisher.
Tim also asked us to talk about Netflix and shit. Which of those Marvel shows was your favorite?
The Punisher.
Really?
Yeah.
God, you're such a dork. Jessica Jones is the only right answer. Everybody knows.
I like the.
Jessica Jones season 1.
I just like the
specifically was
violence.
best one.
I'm more into the violence.
Yeah, I know.
I like mindless.
Guns and
I like,
violence,
I like
man.
mindless
I
violence
should've
in
known
my
that.
entertainment.
What about you, Vito? Of the Marvel, like the Defenders Netflix shows, which one was your favorite? We're
haven't watched
transitioning.
them.
You haven't watched any of them?
Nope.
Ugh.
They were
Nice.
pretty terrible.
Watch Jessica Jones season 1, right? That's the only one you gotta watch.
I mean, that's the one I've been recommended, but I haven't.
That's the best one.
watched it.
Okay.
So
cool.
yeah, so they have that new one, and then they have another one where they bring in an older Ghost Recon
Oh, you know what? I
character.
actually watched Daredevil. I don't think that's part of that, but
It is.
It
That
is.
was the
Oh, yeah.
original. The first.
It
You watched the
sucked.
first season?
I like the
It
Daredevil.
was boring. I just don't really like the
but then it got
gritty
too gory,
stuff.
and I just didn't care anymore.
Yeah. Marvel has it right, man. It's like a cartoon.
Yeah,
Do it
exactly.
like a cartoon, man.
You want it to be a cartoon?
I'm
television
told
show, you know?
apparently this is like a big secret, but the second Michael Bay Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie is supposed to be really good.
Wow.
Yeah,
Really?
apparently it's like so much more close to the cartoon. Bebop and Rocksteady are in it. Like the first one's awful, but apparently the second one's pretty good.
Oh.
Same thing with those G.I. Joe movies. And Bumblebee is apparently the best Transformers movie.
Weird.
I know. I know.
I don't want to see any of those.
You love superhero movies.
Shia LaBeouf.
He's not in Bumblebee.
He's not in Transformers anymore
Well, that's
because
probably why it's good.
he couldn't keep it. No, it's not. They brought in Mark Wahlberg to like fix the franchise, and that was
The
like
Facebook guy.
one of the worst.
That's Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh shit! Fuck! I did not see that coming.
All right.
That hit me like 2 tons of bricks. Holy shit!
Now I'm trying to picture Mark Wahlberg like testifying before Congress.
Fucking Zuckerberg.
You see that video of
Fucking creep the reptilian.
it was some like 1,000-year-old senator asking Mark Zuckerberg how in the world he makes money with his social networking platform, and Mark Zuckerberg just looks at him incredulous. He's like, "Mr. Senator, we have ads on Facebook." And the guy, there's like this awkward pause, and the guy's like, "Oh, oh man."
Mark Zuckerberg scares the shit out of me
Why?
because he's not a human being.
What?
He's a reptile.
Oh my God!
Like, look at the guy. He's a fucking.
Just
He's
like-
an AI. He's a fucking robot. He's either a robot or a
I mean, he
reptile.
just
One
looks,
or the,
I know
one or the
plenty
other.
of guys who look like that.
But the guy is not human. He's not a human being because no.
I think Jeff Bezos looks more like a reptile than fucking Zuckerberg, man.
You know, Jeff Bezos' dick picture is still floating in limbo right now. I'm wondering when they're going to push that out to the public.
We heard, you know who Steve Ballmer is?
No.
He was the CEO of Microsoft, like the original CEO of Microsoft. And he owns the Clippers now. I heard he was on the NPR the other day, and there's this pretty epic video of him at a
You would
conference.
listen to NPR, dude.
I was telling
That
Vito,
shit people leave for their dogs.
I am the world's most prototypical Seattle leftist hippie. I drive a Prius and I listen to NPR. Vito's like, "What the hell are we listening to on the way over here?" Because it was some like terrible like sketch comedy about like Adam and Eve at a clothing store. It's really bad.
I listen to
This
710.
is the NPR garbage for the middle of the day on Sunday, man. Because all I really listen to it for is the morning drive, which is just the news.
I listen to 710 ESPN like every time I don't connect my phone to Bluetooth just to hear about either the Mariners
See, I don't have
losing
Bluetooth in my
or
car. I don't have my 05 Prius is just old enough. I neither have an aux port or Bluetooth, so I can't put my phone into the speakers. It's super annoying. It's super annoying. All right. Do we have anything else to talk about?
Cinco de Mayo story.
Yeah.
So, this is actually about 2 years ago. And so, like I told you guys, Cinco de Mayo is my cousin Rodrigo's birthday. And so, I get off work. It's a Friday night. I get off work. It's like 10:30. But he hits me up, and he's like, "Oh, we have the VIP lounge in Aston Manor rented out. Like, come through. We're partying hard. We have bottle service and all that shit." So me and Claude get dressed, get ready to go, and then we head to Soto, to Aston Manor. So we get there, we go inside, and we're on the guest list, but the club still made us pay $30 to get in. And I immediately wanted to turn around and go home, but it's my cousin's birthday. I'm not going to just fucking turn around and go home. So we go in, we meet up with him, and he's already tanked. So Claude gets an AMF. I get a whiskey Coke. We go behind the DJ, which is like the VIP lounge, and we're hanging out. And everything's good. We're just, shooting the shit. Eardrums are getting blown out. Then all of a sudden I see Rodrigo, like, looking down at the floor. I'm like, what's going on here? Then he starts fucking gagging away. I'm like, uh-oh. So I take him out back. There's like a little smoker area out back for like the VIP lounge only. And it's the only you can get out and come back in without waiting in line area. So we take him out to the back, which is like a little courtyard. And he starts throwing up in a planter. And I'm like, all right, this night's over.
So
He's got to go
classy.
home. So the security guard comes up to us and is like, yo, your friend can't come back inside. And I was like, understood. Well, it's time to go home anyway. And so he fucking hears that he can't go back inside. And he's like, it's my fucking birthday, man. I'm going back inside. And the guy was like, dude, you can't. You literally threw up right in front of me. I cannot let you back inside. And so they started arguing a little bit. And then this fucking dude, like one of his friends or whatever the fuck, comes up to the bouncer. Fucking throws his arm around Rodrigo, looks at the bouncer, and he goes, he's not fucking going anywhere, man. I fucking bought bottles, bro. I bought fucking bottles. This guy picks this guy up from the collar of his shirt and is like, you're not gonna fucking tell me what to do. You know what? You're fucking out of here too. And he fucking, this guy immediately lets go of him. And the guy looks at Rodrigo and goes, Rodrigo, man, I'm really tired, man. I think I'm going to go home. And then he fucking splits. He split. And so Rodrigo's getting more and more, like, aggressive and angry. And the guy's like, dude, we will get you a fucking Uber and take you home. What's your address? We will send you home. We'll give you a bottle of water, but you cannot come back in. I know it's your birthday. I'm sorry, but you fucking puked. There's nothing we can do about it. And Claude and I are just spectating or smegtating on the sidelines because I'm not going to get into a tussle with a fucking bouncer. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
I didn't think anything was going to become of it because the guys are like literally saying like, dude, we'll get you in a fucking Uber and send you home. Sure enough, like 4 more bouncers come walking in and we're like, oh, he's going to get carried out of here. Shoves the bouncer. Then all of a sudden, all hell broke loose. He was on the ground. I'm just spectating. One of his other friends comes running out of the bar. He was going to try to get one of the security guards, but he turned around and popped his friend in the face, and he fell straight down into the ground. And I'm like, what in the fuck is going on here? I'm like, we were literally here for 30 minutes. I paid $30, $1 a minute, to see this bullshit go down.
$1 a minute.
So they get into the tussle with the security guards. Then all of a sudden, there's a group of people breaking into the club from the side entrance where we were. So like 12 more fucking bouncers come running in, and they start chasing these guys out who are trying to climb the fence. And Claude and I are literally just, we haven't said a peep. We're just literally sitting there on the side of the building watching all of this partake. And
You're watching a movie.
We're watching a movie. Dinner and a show.
Yeah.
But, you know, they all got kicked out, and then all of a sudden they were like, are you guys part of his party? And we're like, well, we were. And he was like, you guys don't have to leave. But he's like, you know.
You should.
He's like, you should. And we were like, don't worry, man. We're not hanging out here.
Jesus Christ.
But we finished our drinks, and then we go inside to grab our shit. And homeboy, who was buying bottles, bought a $400 bottle of champagne that was like Cook's champagne from 7-Eleven that you can get for like $10.99. Claude and I
$400.
Oh, it was $400 for a bottle of champagne. Claude and I took the champagne and
man.
Boom, he and I killed the bottle of champagne and took off.
Jeez. You remind me
Fucking great.
of this time I was in college and we were out. It was me and my roommate Joe and our buddy Rob and his frat bros. We were at this bar and I had to take a piss. No. We had just done car bombs, and I was gonna vomit. I knew I was gonna vomit, so I'm trying to get in the bathroom, but it's like a 1-person bathroom, and somebody's in there. And this is a 2-story bar, so I'm going to the bottom floor to go use the bathroom. And on the stairs down, I just vomit all over my shirt. And the bouncer is like right behind me. He's like following me, definitely trying to kick me out. So I'm like, I'm not gonna let this happen. So I walk as fast as I can out the front door. I go around the corner. I go back to Joe's truck, where I had another shirt in the car. I take my vomit-covered shirt off. I put this other shirt on. I walk back up, and the guy at the front is like, I remember you from before, but weren't you wearing a different shirt? I'm like, whatever. He lets me back in. I go to the bar, order another drink. Central Maine.
Sometimes, man. I've seen the best and the worst of people when there's bottle service, and I think the puke in the cups is probably the funniest thing to me.
I can't say I've ever had bottle service.
Like when I fucking see...
It feels like a serious waste of money to me.
It is, but it's all about...
Wasting money.
People waste money in different ways. But right. I think the funniest thing is when you're in the bottle service area and you see like small cups or like 16-ounce cups filled with puke. Because somebody downed their drink and then they just threw up in their glass. I think that is the funniest fucking sight to see. Or when somebody does it in front of me, it kills me, tears me apart. It's fucking hilarious. Like my brother and I took a shot of wild turkey on my 21 run. And my brother immediately, he took his shot, grabbed a pint glass on the table, threw up in the pint glass, and was
classy.
like, okay.
Stay classy.
We're good. But if you got to puke and rally, you got to puke and rally, man. Shit happens. But I think it's hilarious.
I forget. Did I ever puke?
And in
at
Ballard,
Ballard,
I hate Ballard. I hate
Why
going to
you hate
Ballard and
Ballard? I
drink
love
because I think
Ballard.
it's
great.
And now this is going to piss off some people, but I think every bar in Ballard is just pretentious and shitty.
Well, I think
Pretentious
When I was
and
in my
shitty.
20s, you went to Ballard when you wanted to meet the girls who were too cultured to go to the clubs and follow their dresses, man. That's where all the cool chicks went, was Ballard, all right?
Well, yeah, now all the fucking dudes who dress like chicks and all the fucking girls who are uptight and angry and all the guys who are assholes go to Ballard.
Yes, it
like
has
literally,
definitely
it is
devolved.
it is a asshole
Because
a
everyone
giant
everyone
asshole.
figured out that all the cool girls are hanging out in Ballard, so then now
That's
everybody
probably what it
goes
was.
there, man.
But I've literally been to Ballard a few times, and it's just I fucking hate it every
Where
time
did you
I
go?
The usual shitholes.
So like King's Hardware.
King's Hardware and fucking whatever the place is that's upstairs. There's like a 2-story bar.
The Balmar, that one?
Belmar. I was
Balmar.
in there once.
The
and
corner
we're-
of Ballard and Market, Balmar.
I go up to the bar, and I hold my, I'm like, I got my card ready to go. I got my drink, order ready to go. The dude helped out every single person who was around me and did not come to me. So eventually,
Yeah.
I got tired of it, and I know bartenders go on YouTube and they make their fucking, or Vice News, and they go on fucking whatever the fuck platforms and make, if you're in a bar, don't do these because bartenders hate you. Well, fuck you. If you're going to be an asshole, I don't fucking care. I don't care how I act. If I'm in a bar, I want to drink. And if you're going to be a shithead, I'm going to be a shithead.
The one that I
to
hate
you.
is the shithead who like holds out the $20 bill and tries to cut the order. It's like, there's a fucking order here, all right? Like, you were not the first one here. I don't care how much cash you flash.
Yeah.
If you get served before me, I'm going to be pissed off, all
And
right?
you see, and that's the thing, is I get where that makes sense. But if I'm sitting there and literally people are getting their drinks, walking away, and somebody's walking up and he's taking their order immediately and then gives me an attitude,
Yeah.
I'm going to be fucking pissed.
It's hard.
So what I did was I ordered 2 AMFs, and in Ballard, 2 AMFs is $30. So I got my bill, and right in front of the guy, I just scribbled a huge line in the tip section and put the $30, and I just said, "Fuck you."
You just need...
I was pissed. I would have tipped if the guy wasn't an asshole.
Yeah.
But in every single bar in Ballard, they are
You don't
assholes.
go to the good
and
spots,
I get it,
man. That's why.
because people are swarming those bars now.
Well,
you can't
on Saturday
walk.
nights, yeah, it's awful.
So then on top of that, I get the drinks, I go up to the dance floor, and within 5 minutes, a group of like Asians and a group of Mexicans started throwing Coronita bottles at each other. And there were glass bottles. So glass is breaking, people are getting into a fight, it gets moved outside, I lose my drinks because I got kicked out, because everybody on the top floor got kicked out of the bar. Lose my drinks, go out to the front of the bar and literally watch a group of 30 people beat each other up in the middle of the street. And I'm like, why couldn't I have just
What has
gone?
happened to this neighborhood?
I was like, why couldn't I have just gone to like
Yeah.
the usual Edmond shithole that we
I don't
love?
even know what the cool neighborhoods are anymore.
It's bad, man. You gotta go. You gotta go to the. You gotta go to the
Wallingford
dives.
is
It's all
pretty
about the
hip now.
dives.
Wallingford
Dinners,
has a good
diners,
spots.
drive-ins, and dives
Fuck Guy
Yep.
Fieri.
with Guy Fieri.
No, but like you know the. Back
all
in
about
back,
the Chinese
back in my
restaurants.
day when I was used to be going out, like Capitol Hill was the neighborhood where you go to the gay bars at 2 a.m. because they stayed open till 5. But now, like the gay guys in Capitol Hill are getting beat up by all the frat boys. I blame Macklemore for that one, but it's fucked up, man.
Rip.
What?
But-
He's got a song about getting drunk in Capitol Hill.
Yeah, well, it's
I
true.
always used to go to Blue Moon.
I hate that place so much.
I had
So
a
much.
friend who always took me there. and
I know
he
it's
had
a
friends
Seattle
who were bartending.
institution. Like Jimi Hendrix played there before he was famous. And
I've
so
never
did,
even heard of the Blue Moon.
It's in the U District.
Yeah,
It's by my house. 11th and 45th.
Oh, I haven't heard of it.
yeah. They pour heavy drinks.
No, but I'm
I mean,
telling
it's
you,
a
man,
dive.
I
It's a
fucking
dive and a
despise.
half.
I despise Ballard. I despise. I despise any place that treats their clientele like shit because they think that they can get away with it. A big example of this is Beth's Cafe.
Well,
Everybody
that's their
talks
shtick,
about it,
though.
and
That's
they
their
go-
shtick.
Yeah.
They go, "Oh, we're a shithole, so we're gonna treat you guys like shit."
That's
And
like
it's
Rudy's Can't Fail in Los Angeles, man. That's the whole point. The whole point is that all the waiters are assholes. Like that's on purpose.
I don't get why people enjoy that. Why
don't
do
know
people
either.
enjoy
It's
that?
the novelty,
I
man.
don't enjoy going somewhere and getting treated like I'm a fucking idiot. I already know that I can be an idiot sometimes, and I can tell myself that, and it's not going to hurt me. or my closest friends can call me an idiot and make fun of me. But if some fucking waiter's gonna act like I don't know what I'm doing or like I'm fucking like retarded, I'm like, dude, you work in this dump and you're treating me like shit. Why? I want a cup of coffee and a plate of hash browns.
That's just the way people are. Some people like to be shamed. I don't know.
I mean, you know
I
what,
think
man?
we should start
like
to
it.
wrap though.
I believe so too. Happy Cinco de Mayo, folks. Happy National.
Pretend to be a
Happy
Mexican
National
Day.
Day to go on Facebook and tell people that Cinco de Mayo is not a real national holiday.
Try and sneak your tequila under your poncho under the fucking bus and
Yes.
drop it and make the whole thing stink for the whole fucking time.
Wear your
Jesus
poncho, wear your
Christ.
sombreros, have a fucking blast,
Big fake
people.
mustaches. Ugh.
Beefy Boys Bug Club is calling it a day, and we're calling it a holiday. We're gonna barbecue. It's gonna be a great day. We love you all. Peace out.